Coming up on the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Toyota and Bet365. Well, deja vu and feeling blue. It's happened again to the Cubs. And now our season is on the line. What do I say? Good, better, best? Never let it rest.
I don't know.
Till your good is better and your better is the best. We'll try. Post-game next. Show podcast driven by Toyota. Let's go places and Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Use code CHGO365 at signup. A brutal Game 2 of the NLDS for your Chicago Cubs. Luke Stuckmeyer, Joey Christopoulos, and Justin Roman with you. Sarah on the ones and twos. And we are live at Old Crow Smokehouse in Wrigleyville, where the crowd is now subdued.
If we could A and B the crowd we had for the pregame show and the noise they made versus that tells you everything you need to know.
It was, it really was. I said in the open, deja vu, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The home run, basically to get the game going, you're feeling good, and the Brewers answer right back. In this one, they answer back with 7 unanswered runs on 3 home runs. Shota didn't have it. The Cubs offense didn't have it. We can talk about any one of them that you want. The bottom line is the Brewers have outplayed them in both games real clearly.
Yeah. And also I want to add too, 7 unanswered runs that all happened with 2 outs.
Yeah.
I mean, all those things happened with 2 outs. You were 1 pitch away, all those runs from ever happening in the first place. That's what makes it so frustrating is like, you know, Seiya Suzuki starts us off. I mean, Old Crow was going crazy. That 3-run homer, we're chest bumping. Everyone's screaming. It was I was going to go streaking. I was very excited about that. But then it's like we celebrated for 10 minutes, right? Before Shota, he strikes out the first 2 guys, and then a base hit. Okay, base hit there, and then a 3-run homer. I mean, you're 2 outs in the inning, and you serve it up. And Luke, we talked about, Shota gives up home runs for sure. You were hoping there were going to be solo shots. Unfortunately, in the bottom of the first, it was a 3-run bomb to tie it. And that was it, man. The air was let out of the balloon, and the therapy session started, I think, in the 2nd inning.
Gentlemen, baseball is a beautiful game, right?
Sure.
But sometimes you have to ask yourself, how do you like your baseball? How do you take your baseball? Do you like your baseball with defense? Do you like your baseball with 104 mile-an-hour fastballs? Do you like your baseball with clutch hitting? Do you like your baseball with home runs? Milwaukee Brewers, through 2 games, are completely dominating the Chicago Cubs in every single facet. They have not made 1 mistake yet so far. And honestly, if you're a Cubs fan, you should not expect the Milwaukee Brewers to make a mistake. And we're going to talk a lot about the Chicago Cubs, but through the first 2 games, and I get it, they took care of home field advantage. And that happens, right? And that's what you're supposed to do as the home team. But the Chicago Cubs right now, they got a lot to improve upon. They have a lot to elevate in the next 2 days if they want to stave off not only just being swept, but honestly being disrespected and embarrassed in this NLDS.
Yeah, we'll get to like the Shota factor in this and what you think of Shota and what his start was. And we'll talk about how the Cubs went with Justin Turner in leadoff, because that was a big storyline, although that kind of fizzled a little bit halfway through the game. But for me, so far, the first 2 games have had a couple storylines. Obviously, the pitching decisions, and then the offense. I mean, the Cubs have 12 runs in 5 playoff games.
Never more than 3 runs a game. Never.
Never more than 3 runs a game. And, you're looking at this. Well, they had They had 0, and then they had 3 in every other game, right?
Yeah.
The trends that were happening at the end of the season, the second half of the season, they've all come and carried over to the playoffs. The Cubs did win that playoff series, just like they did win some big games at the end of the regular season when they kind of bounced back up. But the offense has still been a major problem. When you only score 12 runs in 5 games, you're not getting it done. They had 15 straight outs to end the game. They had just 2 hits after Seiya slugs the home run, which should have electrified the offense. Instead, we get 2 measly hits the rest of the game. And I'll say this, they probably should have walked like 4 or 5 times in this game, but they were swinging at stuff way out of the zone.
Well, let's keep it on the low, right? I mean, Chicago Cubs now have 58 strikeouts in 5 playoff games. Ian Happ, Dansby Swanson, Carson Kelly, and Pete Armstrong were 0 for 16 tonight with 9 strikeouts. And if you want to make it hurt even more, look at what the Milwaukee Brewers in the heart of their lineup did tonight, specifically against Shota Imanaga. Kristen Yelich, William Contreras, and Andrew Vaughn went 5 for 5 against Shota Imanaga before he came out. In the first 3 innings of the game, Shota Imanaga and Daniel Palencia induced only 1 ground ball the whole time.
Yeah.
It just simply isn't going to cut it. We knew walking into this series that we weren't going to be able to match them with their pitching. We knew the offense was going to have to carry the day. But right now, I mean, we're searching. And Seiya aside, right, he smoked that ball. That was such a great feeling, Justin. But let's be honest, man, this series, right, Chicago Cubs fans out there, we've had a chance to enjoy this NLDS for about 11 minutes, right? The Michael Busch solo home run, that felt pretty good. 8 minutes later, they got it right back. In this one, Seiya Suzuki smokes a 3-run home run. 10 minutes later, Andrew Vaughn signed the game with a 3-run home run, Justin. We haven't even gotten a chance to enjoy the series.
Now, listen, you guys brought me on about 2 months ago for some optimistic, positive takes, right? And right now, we're all feeling pretty down. I mean, I am as well. I know my co-hosts here are feeling pretty down. Let me just make it as simple as possible here, right? We are going home, and we have 2 games at home. Now, the Cubs can easily win 2 games in a row at Wrigley Field. They've done it before. They can do it again, right? It comes down to as simple as you win Wednesday, you win Thursday, and anything in the world can happen on a Game 5, right? So are we down and out? Are we sad? Yeah, we're sad, right? But this series is not over. There's still a chance. I don't care how minuscule it is. There's still a chance. You win Wednesday, you win Thursday. All bets are off for Game 5 in Milwaukee, and I just pray we can get there.
But, Luke, in what manner is that going to come in, though?
Well, that's the thing.
That's
the offense
question
definitely has to show up. Do I feel good about Taillon? Yeah, we'll get to him later, but I feel fine about Taillon. Like, he's pitched as well as anybody for the Cubs late in the season. But the Cubs have been this team that has been super resilient throughout the year. It started with Steele going down with the injury. They had to find a way, and all of a sudden, it was guys like Taillon and Ray stepping up, and then Shota stepped up, and then it went down the line. Boyd was incredible, right? It just went on and on. The offense was scoring in all kinds of ways. They were running the bases. They were playing defense. They were hitting home runs. They were the team that has become the Brewers. It's crazy. Like, the resilient team has become the Brewers. They're the one that has answered back to a leadoff home run and a 3-run homer in the first inning off their opener. Where's the Cubs' resiliency? It's like it's just faded in these 2 games, right?
Well, and the question is who is it going to come from?
I don't know.
Right? I mean,
not PCA and Tucker, I don't think, because they're 0 for the series.
Look, and that's the thing, right? And that's what stings, right? Is just take Jackson Chourio, for example, here, who left the last game with seemingly a hamstring injury.
He's fine.
Was able to get it. Yeah,
I think he's okay.
Yeah, he looked pretty good, right? He looked pretty good, but he got out there and he was able to put a good swing on it and knocked a home run over the fence. Kyle Tucker is dealing with a calf strain. I completely understand that, but that guy is also supposed to come up and give you the most professional elite bat possible against high velocity. The swings just didn't look good tonight, Justin.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it at all.
An ongoing theme on this podcast has been Kyle Tucker, and it's not positive, and it's disappointing. It's frustrating because I was very excited to get him in the offseason. And sure, through no fault of his own, he got hurt here, hurt there. But, I mean, here we are in October, and he's batting cleanup or third for – he's in the middle of the order and has done nothing for you. Nothing that I can point out like nothing.
I'm not saying what the Cubs should do in the offseason when eventually it gets here. Maybe that's Wednesday. Maybe that's next week. I don't know.
Right.
But how have we gone from this holding up the signs, extend Kyle Tucker, to feeling whatever you're feeling right now about his impending free agency, right? Like, I don't want to go into the post game or the off season just yet, but I did think it multiple times today watching him have bad at bats, and I thought, man, we've come a long way in this relationship.
I think, depending on when the season ends, Wednesday and or Thursday, it might be the last time you see Kyle Tucker in a Cubs uniform.
The bad at bats is what it is for me, right? I mean, I understand that he coaxed a walk in this game, but did he hit the ball hard at any point today? Did he square anything up?
Did he hit the ball hard?
Has he hit the ball hard at all during this playoff series?
No. Since the first 2 months, has he hit the ball hard? And again, injuries happen. I'm not blaming him for the injuries, but at some point you are who you are. And there's an injury history there. And yeah, in October, he hasn't showed up.
Guys figure out ways to get it done, right? And we're looking for heroes right now, and we're looking for people that want to have whatever it is, legacy performances, legacy starts, whatever you want to call it. And that's what October is. We talked about it before this game started. The Chicago Cubs are at a crossroads right now. Not only are they at a crossroads, but the right one is a brick wall, and the other one is maybe they get to extend it one more day. And this is what playoff baseball is all about. You have to elevate your level of play somehow, some way, and there isn't one person on this team right now that is willing to step up and take the ball or take the bat and make it happen right now. And that's what's difficult about how do you prognosticate what's going to happen on Wednesday when you can't really point to one person right now on the team that says, maybe outside of Seiya Suzuki,
right,
that's going to show up and give you that kind of effort that is playoff caliber right now.
Can I give you a little nugget here? I think I know who that person is going to be. Jameson Taillon. A fully rested Jameson Taillon. What do we need? We need a starter to go past 3-4 innings, right? If you're talking about like creating Cubs legacies, I can see it right now on Wednesday. Jameson Taillon pitching his heart out and giving us the start that we need to be competitive and to extend the season by one more day. Because ultimately, you're going day by day now.
Yeah.
Wednesday is Game 7 to you, right? And then if you win that, Thursday is Game 7 to you. And so I think Jameson Taillon has a chance to really, really carry this team on his back and give us the start of his life. And I see that happening on Wednesday.
Everything's magnified. I don't disagree about the Taillon thing, but everything's magnified, right, in the postseason. And when we talk about the struggles of PCA and Tucker, and you look on the other side, and this might not be a fair comparison, but you see Andrew Vaughn, you're like, this guy started his season with the White Sox.
It's the curse of the White Sox.
And he's making plays at first base with range.
He made a nice defensive play, and you look at what PCA and Tucker were, and you're talking about 2/3 of the starting outfield in the All-Star game versus a guy who his own team was mad that he wasn't playing hard enough in spring training.
Yeah.
And this is where it's flipped to. Baseball is a crazy sport, but that's as crazy a turnaround as I've seen.
I'll give you one more comparison, too. How many – we're all on Twitter and stuff, right? You see it's all about PCA, and they got Cheerio, we got PCA, and we're all like, well, what's happened in the postseason? Cheerio's been a beast.
21-year-old, by the way.
A beast. And we're not even talking about PCA because he's done nothing.
And – when you start to kind of wrap your head around it, look, you have to ask yourself, where is it going to come from? I mean, Justin, you're completely correct when you said it in the pregame today that, going far in the playoffs, like the norm, the axiom to go far in the playoffs is pitching and defense, right? And we have the defense. I'm going to stick to that one. And honestly, the Milwaukee Brewers have made a lot of great plays, and they've shown defense too as well. I'm not going to sit here and say that we have the pitching to match up with the Brewers, which is why I thought our offense was going to have to carry the day. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these guys are veteran guys, and as I mentioned, the Ian Happ, Carson Kelly, PCA, Dansby, Swanson going 0 for 16 with 9 Ks. They all are basically 245 hitters with 20-something RBIs and 20-something home runs and 80-something RBIs this season. They simply just haven't shown up. It's coming at a terrible time, and look, it feels awful right now, and we're all going to have to go into the Mind Palace lab over the next couple days. But you're right, we just have to scratch together one win at Wrigley Field to somehow get that feeling back. And that's a big part about it too, just really quick, is that the emotions of a series, they mean something in the playoffs. Just to me personally, they mean something as a fan, that's for sure. And I think they feel it in the dugout too as well. And if you're telling me that we've only had maybe 11 minutes of joy, confidence, anything inside that dugout or anything outside there with Cubs fandom right now, 11 minutes, we got to build more than that, man. We got to play some stronger innings or play with the lead or something or anything at Wrigley Field to even give us a shot right now. Otherwise, Pat Murphy, you just completely aced Craig Counsell every step of the way.
Everybody's feeling a little low after game 2, but our guy Stephen Nageshi has this Toyota Super Chat for you.
Oh, Stephen, of course. Come on in, man.
2025 might be the last postseason for the Cubs. No, that is low.
Come on.
We're getting low.
Whoa. Don't forget about 2032. We'll be fine.
2032 when we start to play. Anyways, we're going to talk more about it. What are you most disappointed in these first 2 games against the Brewers, other than obviously the losing? What part of it are you most disappointed in this series so far against the Brewers? Let us know in the live YouTube chat here at the all-new CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. Cubs lose 7-3. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Chicago sports fans, with the Bet365 early payout offer, you're a winner if your team goes up by 17 points with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. So download the app today and use code CHGO365 when you sign up. They have amazing NFL offers this season. Thursday Night Football, there's a $10 safety net bet. Sunday Night Football, $365K jackpot. And Monday Night Football, 50% profit boost token on SGPs. That's same game parlays. So double your winnings on parlays with Bet365, 100% parlay boost. Download the app and use code CHGO365 when you sign up. New customers right now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5 win or lose. So sign up, use code CHGO365, deposit 10, place a bet for 5 to get $200 in bonus bets. If your bet wins or loses, it's good for props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 plus or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER in-app only.
Let's be real for a second. The world has gone soft. Everybody gets a trophy for just showing up. Soft is okay when you're talking about a pillow.
Or brisket.
But not when you're talking about soda. Sodas used to have some kick. Now it's all about, pretty colors and easy fizz. RC Cola is not a soft drink. It's just a damn good cola. The original cola that doesn't fold under pressure. RC is the OG in a world of spineless soft drinks. No trends, no gimmicks, no glow-up. RC hasn't changed its stripes since 1905 because it didn't need to. It's the same bold, crisp flavor it's always been. RC Cola tastes like a punch right in the thirst. Do yourself a favor. Grab some RC at your favorite store. Stock up for all those Cubs parties, Bears parties. Yeah, get ready. RC is the move for whatever you're doing. It's not soft. It's a damn good cola. RC. Welcome back to the CHGO Cubs podcast. Cubs lose 7-3 in game 2. They are backs to the wall now. 1 game away from being eliminated in the NLDS by their division rival, the Brewers. We want to tell you real quickly about a diehard sale we have going on because even though the Cubs season could be winding down, Bears season is still ramping up, and we will have a long Cubs offseason of a lot of talking about when it finally gets here. So, diehard deal. Right now, it's $36 for the whole year. That's as low as we ever get when the diehard deals come out. You can also upgrade it to a $59 deal for the first year, and that would get you one of the new branded Bills limited edition CHGO diehard caps.
Ooh.
They're very cool. Saw Sean Anderson wearing one in the office the other day. Very nice. And it comes with all the other perks, all the inside information. It comes with the Discord lounge. It comes with all the access to Jared Willis, Adam Hogue, Adam Johns, all the stuff they write online. Discounts on the merchant events and all those things. So it's well worth it. Plus the branded Bills hat is very cool. All right, we got a bunch of Toyota Super Chats. Sarah, I couldn't keep up with them.
Here, I
so
got
who do
it.
we have?
So we got $5 from Mo. He says, Boyd and Maga starting the 2 pitchers who struggled down the stretch. Ray, Taillon, the 2 best starters not pitching 1 and 2. Ray comes in and does well. $5 from Mo.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
he's basically saying they started the wrong 2 guys. All right, we can talk about that.
We can talk about that. Steven says, it's over. Counsell screwed up the rotation. Thank you for your $2, Steven.
Okay, so 2 in the same category, I think, yeah.
Okay. We got Steven again. Thank you, Steven, for your $2. Is it time to fire Dustin Kelly?
Hitting coach?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. And then we got Mo, $2.
Oh, Mo and there's Steven fighting back and forth here.
Offense is bad, but 13 and 11 hits by Brewers in 2 games. Okay.
Yep. Also a problem.
We got Steven again for $2, our last super chat for now. We're not stopping there, though. If you want to send us more money, please feel free to. $2 from Steven. The whole organization has a loser mentality.
Oh, that's tough. Come on, man.
All right. Thank you so much for your super chats.
I like the first two specifically from Mo and Steven, and let's get to that. So Shota's the starter in this one, and we debated, who would be the Game 2 starter. We debated who should be the Game 1 starter, and now I don't think anybody should debate who the Game 3 starter will be. It's going to be Taillon.
1,000%. And it's our best chance to win because he's fully rested and probably our best pitcher leading into the postseason.
Did Counsell and the Cubs screw up the pitching matchups in the first 2 games? Their selection for starting pitcher specifically.
Yeah.
First of all, I will give them this. It was not an obvious answer for the first 2 games because they were so thinned out by both injury and usage of the bullpen. I think they made the right choice with Shota in Game 2, but I have heard some people giving options that they would have liked better even before the game started with Imanaga, and I can't disagree with them.
Yeah, I think, here's the deal. The problem with us right now is that hindsight is 20/20. And yes, Matthew Boyd was not up to the challenge on Saturday, and Shota did not seem up to the challenge today. Now, okay, you want to start Colin Ray on Saturday? Fine. Now, if he would have gotten rocked, we would have been saying, lefties crushed Colin Ray. We're sitting here knowing we got crushed on Saturday and we got crushed tonight. So it's easy to say this and that. I am not as mad about the Matthew Boyd and Shota picks. Those were your 2 best pitchers throughout the season. And like Luke, you said, there weren't great options. Cade Horton is hurt. Unfortunately, our ace going into the playoffs was not on our roster because he was hurt. He's your perfect choice for a Game 1. Absolutely, right? Earlier you asked about disappointment and I'm very disappointed in Craig Counsell. I feel like, in the first round, the opener was an odd choice, didn't really work. I'm not as really mad about the Matthew Boyd thing on Game 1. I see a reason why he chose Matthew Boyd. But I felt good about today's game, and then I get the curveballs I'm driving in about Justin Turner leading off. And it's just like another unorthodox move. I just feel like Counsell was, like you said earlier, was very this way. He was very steady the whole season, and then you're choosing the playoffs to throw these curveballs at us. They really didn't work, and I am very disappointed in our $8 million manager for some of the buttons that he pushed that just didn't work.
Well, my question just to that, to what the comment was exactly what are you referencing? Are you referencing the players themselves, or are you referencing the situation that they were put into? Because guess what? No matter what happens, let's just say Colin Ray and Jameson Taillon, that's great. You still got to play Game 3. So that means Matthew Boyd and Shota Imanaga, one way or another, are probably pitching in this series one way or the other. And they have to get the job done.
Yes.
But Boyd would have more rest.
Rest. Okay, yeah, and we don't know what would happen.
Right.
But I think at the end of the day, the frustration lies a little bit into this is what we have.
Right.
This is what we're rolling with. This is what we have to put out there. So I'm not going to – I mean, it's easy to second guess, right? Like Matthew Boyd didn't even make it through the first inning, right? I mean, that's just it just can't simply happen. But the dude was an all-star this year. Shota Imanaga was an all-star last season. Despite his struggles towards the end of the year, he still was able to put together a couple of good starts here and there, but the home run ball got to him. When we talk about Craig Counsell, the part that I get confused on is if you're trying to say, like, when you went with the opener with Shota Imanaga in the first round, in the wild card round, it's because you didn't want him to face Fernando Tatis and Manny Machado.
Right.
What happens the second time when Manny Machado comes back up? Shota Imanaga stays in the game, and Manny Machado hits a 2-run bomb off of him.
And first base was open.
Right.
You could have walked him.
So what happened?
Obvious mistake.
So what happened tonight, right? The middle of the order, the Brewers got to Shota Imanaga. It comes back around again, and Counsell allows Shota Imanaga to face William Contreras again, and he takes him yard, right? So we can talk about production all we want to, but if a player doesn't have it, it is up to the manager to go to a different matchup. I understand it is what we have, and we have to roll forward what we have. But, I mean, with Craig, I get confused a little bit about the conservative nature or the short leash of some of these pitchers, but why expose them again in these situations, and it's bitten them in the butt both times.
It's a double fail. it's a fail by Counsell to not take him out before that batter.
Yeah.
Because we were both sitting there saying the same thing. Also a fail, obviously, by the pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
There's 2 outs in the inning.
At some point, players
all you have
play,
to do
right?
is
Yeah,
all you have to do is not throw a pitch that is a gopher ball.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking for, man.
Well, we talk about
I don't care if he hits him or walks the guy.
Right. We talk about, that opener choice in San Diego didn't work out. I'd argue that today, Pat Murphy's opener choice didn't really work out either because Seiya Suzuki hit a 3-run bomb, right?
Yeah.
But the rest of the team picked him up. You know what I'm saying? Like the offense exploded, and now Pat Murphy's not getting double questioned about, what do you think about the opener? Like, because the offense bailed him out. Our offense isn't bailing anything out.
The question I have for you, Luke, regarding some of these decisions that were made, especially today, when we talk about Pat Murphy versus Craig Counsell, right?
Ooh.
And sometimes, let's just start with this first. Did Pat Murphy really outmanage Craig Counsell today, or does Pat Murphy have cooler and better toys than Craig Counsell has at his disposal? He did bring in Daniel Palencia, who throws 101 miles an hour. And unlike the Cubs hitters, Joey Ortiz was able to take a fastball from Daniel Palencia and hit it into center to extend an inning.
Yeah.
The Cubs hitters were not able to do that.
Right.
They put the best velocity guy out there, and then he got burned by Jackson Churio for a 3-run homer. Meanwhile, Pat Murphy gets to call on Misiorowski throwing 104, Chad Patrick throwing 98, Koenig throwing 100. I mean, so how do you kind of make sense of that a little bit when he makes those decisions? Because every single button it seemed like Pat Murphy pushed was correct, but all those guys were throwing 100.
His team has played better.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, do I think Counsell was greatly outmanaged in this game? No. There's a couple things we've questioned in the playoffs moving forward. The Justin Turner thing actually he got a base hit.
He did. His second time up.
Second time up.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say it didn't work. There was no defensive play at first where Turner left you saying, well, Bush would have made that play. That led to a big play. And then he did come up with a base hit. Fine. Let's just call it a wash.
But Michael Bush missed out on 2 at-bats because Justin Turner took 2 at-bats. And we all can agree Michael Bush has been probably our best hitter, or at least one of our biggest threats.
But in that first at-bat, they were up 3-0.
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't score runs. What the lineup he put out there gave you a 3-0 lead, and then you coughed it up. I have a bigger problem with the second home run.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I also sit there and say, well, I don't think I'd have let him face Contreras, not after he gave up a 3-run homer already.
Yeah.
And I was standing there talking to 2 of our diehards, and I said, this is the most Shota second half outing that you can imagine. He gives up 3 runs, and then he settles in for a little bit, and you're like, oh, he's going to settle in. And then they always let him go 1 batter too long.
Yeah.
10 seconds later, the home run goes launching.
Machado,
it's like
Contreras. Like, come on, dude. 2 outs, nobody on.
I know.
And you're just like hoping he can get.
The pitcher's got to make a better pitch.
Yes, and at some point, that's what I'm trying to say. The Brewers' offense bailed out Pat Murphy's opener decision. The Cubs batters did not bail out Craig Counsell, and Shota Imanaga is a big boy, and he is one of our studs, or he has been at least the past 2 years. If he makes a better pitch, we're not second guessing, oh, you should have taken him out because he got Contreras out. It just didn't work out that way.
Well, and irrespective of that, too, also, you got to score more than 3 runs, right?
1,000%.
Where were the 2-out offensive rallies
Yes.
in this game? Where was the grinded out at bat, or where was the grinded out a couple of bats to get first and second at least on there? Misiorowski especially, too, was throwing 104, right? But, Luke, he was all over the place, right? I felt like
we'll get to that.
as good as his stuff was, there was opportunities there to have that kid pitch himself out of the game. Instead, he's jumping on the field like he's on a trampoline.
Oh, I hate
because
him.
he gets out of the inning,
I
right?
hate
don't want to talk about this.
That first inning, he was very wild, and we didn't really do him any favors.
There were 3 places where this game changed. The first was the 3-run homer they answered with, right?
That hurt.
I mean, that deflated us, no
Yeah.
question. The Cubs are still in it. The second home run, while disappointing to me, doesn't totally change the game. It's still just a 1-run game.
4-3, right.
The next home run to Churio is the other one that changes number 2. And number 3 was the fact that they didn't score a run off Misiorowski when they should have in the very first inning they faced him. They had They could have had 3 or 4 walks just by going up to the plate and standing there with the bat on their shoulder because he could not throw 3 strikes.
Right.
He couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They were swinging at stuff that was a foot outside, and I get it. The guy's throwing 104. You're making a tough decision. I'll make the decision for you. Go stand up there.
Don't swing.
Be me in Little League. Just stand there terrified and let the guy walk you, and then you'll be on base.
Especially when you're chasing, 4 runs at that point? You can't hit a grand slam with no one on base. So at that point, it's like these guys are trying to, it's like you're trying to do too much. You need to be on base because even you hitting a home run doesn't do anything. We need base running, we need traffic, and we've seen Jacob Misiorowski panic. We've seen him be horrible. We've beaten him a couple different times, but yeah, I agree. We did our approach was not great against Misiorowski, and then he gets to jump and celebrate when really
ridiculous.
It's our fault.
Yeah, and the small modicum of a compliment too, as well as Matt Shaw's looked completely overwhelmed, overmatched, and like a rookie in every single game he's played in the playoff series, wild card, and in this NLDS. And he was still able to coax 2 walks today, right?
Yeah.
So there's a part of it right now that, and the other part of, I mean, I know on the call they said that this umpire isn't calling the high strike today. Should they have laid off of that? But again, there is a book out on the Chicago Cubs offense right now. Yeah. It is velocity. It is up in the zone. The Cubs can't lay off of it right now. They can't get around it. And they're struggling. They're struggling to work counts. They're struggling to get on base.
For PCA, you just throw it in the dirt and he'll swing it. No problem. At his feet.
How many hard balls do they have
11
tonight?
more strikeouts today.
11 more strikeouts.
I see our guy Vince has done his sicko check-in. He was here at the live watch.
Great to meet him.
Great to meet him.
And for the record, Luke, it's my first time doing a watch party, right? Got to meet a lot of diehards. It was really cool to meet some people that, we see in the chat all the time, to put a face to that person. It was really, really cool. So, I know I hate the fact that we lost, but I'm very glad that we did this so we could actually meet a bunch of people that watch us and comment all the time.
All right, let us know what you think. Have you put in there what your favorite or worst part of this game was?
What was your favorite worst part?
Your favorite was the Seiya home run. We were jumping around like children
That was the only good part.
What part made you the saddest, though?
The next best good part was when it finally ended. Mm-hmm. That was the next best part. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Hey, Cubs fans, pay attention. Bad weather is always on the way in the wintertime, and Toyota has 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. The RAV4 has legendary versatility. The Grand Highlander's adult-sized third row is for real, and the Tacoma's wild side, that comes standard. From job sites to campsites to game nights, there's an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive Toyota ready to get you there in style. Find yours at Toyota.com or visit your Chicagoland Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. What a time it is to be a CHGO diehard.
Right here.
Sign up today. Don't wait. We have a special deal right now. $36 for the year.
What?
It's as cheap as we go. $36 for everything.
We lost our minds?
But if you upgrade, you can upgrade. Same deal, but for $59, you can get one of those branded Bills limited edition CHGO diehard hats while they last. You better do that fast because they're running out. AllCHGO.com for the latest information on how you can join all the sickos in our community.
And hey, coaches, listen up. If you're looking for more athletes to train, Eye on the Ball is where you need to be. They are CHGO diehards, and they created this company. Just for you coaches and athletes, it's simple. You create your profile, upload your background check, and boom, you are in the game. There's a new promo right now for coaches. You can get up to 6 months free. You could also do $50 a month or $500 for the year. Athletes of all ages and all sports can find you directly, and here's the best part. Eye on the Ball doesn't mess with your schedule, your payments, or your business. You are in full control. Eye on the Ball just connects you with the athletes who are already looking for a coach like you. So here's what you got to do. If you're ready to grow your coaching business, reach more athletes, go check it out right now. It's eyeontheball.net. That's right. I said it. Eyeontheball.net. The company created by CHGO diehards. Do not wait, ladies and gentlemen. The athletes are already out there looking for you, coaches.
The best part is the diehard part. I love the diehard part.
I agree with that. I enjoy the diehard part. Love Eye on the Ball.
Cubs lose 7-3. They are down 2-0 in a best of 5. It doesn't look good, but we had a good time for part of the night. The food was great at Old Crow Smokehouse. We're closing the place down tonight.
Yeah, we are. I mean, the servers are like, when are you guys going to be done?
We apologize.
When we're good and ready.
But maybe we'll get some diehards out of that, you know?
I mean, for real. Honestly, the vibe was great pregame. Everyone's excited. It was actually packed. Both sides of Old Crow was packed. Food was great. Drinks were great. The diehards were great. The top of the first inning was great. I can't say I can't say the same about the rest of the game, but the top of the first and before that was awesome.
We're not leaving until we get William Contreras out.
Yeah, okay.
So we're here.
We do have 2 super chats. I'll read Braggs' first, and then we'll get the Stevens.
Braggs from the horse in the back?
There's
Braggs in the stands.
There's a giant horse with a Cubs logo on it here at Old Crow Smokehouse in Wrigleyville, and Braggs is one of the 7 people left.
He's astride it right now like a stallion.
And even with a surgically repaired goat's Achilles tendon in his left knee and a pig's Achilles tendon in his right knee, and I believe a horse's MCL in his other knee, he still somehow got up onto the top of that horse to send us money.
Braggs just sent us another $2 super chat, and he said, shout out Old Crow and their staff. Great place.
Oh, I like that.
Very
one.
nice. Very
Thank you,
nice.
Bragg.
And then we do have a $2 super chat from Steven again saying, do you think Tucker is checked out?
Has checked out?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I think he's hurt.
I think he's hurt.
I think he's injured.
Because don't forget, I mean, second half of the season, he's been costing himself millions, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
this is dollar sign time for Kyle Tucker right now.
He wants to do
better
well.
or worse.
I just think he's injured. I think they handled his injury horribly. I think everything that could have gone wrong with Kyle Tucker went wrong, and unfortunately, we're on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, no question about it. I would suggest that he handled his injuries potentially wrong, maybe, and the Cubs also may have handled
1,000%.
that wrong. Like, nothing went well about it, and it's been real unfortunate for him and for the Cubs that it has unfolded this way, because the first half of the season, you watched him, you were like, man, this is the guy we've been begging for.
900 OPS
And we
player.
also happened to develop PCA at the same time, and it was miracle time in Wrigleyville, and we were all jumping around. And
we had a murderer's row. We had literally a murderer's row of Tucker, Seiya, and PCA. Yeah. I mean, we were invincible. And Bush. I mean, and don't forget, Dansby hit 24 bounds. I mean, like, we really – it's so crazy how our offense was just so good. And, like, here we are. Where are they? Where are they?
We do have another $2 super chat from Braggs in the stands saying, when you fall off the horse, you have to get back up.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean.
And that's what we need to really rally behind. Because
easy to say when you're going to inherit a ballpark in a couple of years.
But I love that super chat because that's the mentality the Cubs have to have moving forward. We have been beaten to a pulp these past 2 games, right? You got to get back up on that horse. You have to win Wednesday. All that matters is Wednesday. Don't even worry. It's like I'm a big fan of Will Smith. You can laugh if you want, but I saw Will Smith after I read his book. I saw his book tour in concert. Chicago Theater was great. He tells a story about his dad when he was younger wanted him to build like a brick wall. He's like, I can't do that. There's no way I could do that. No, all you got to do is go brick by brick, one by one. You can make that one brick over there, and you stack that on top, and before you know it, in the summer, the brick wall is built. That's what the Cubs have to do. Wednesday is all that matters, and then if you win, Thursday is all that matters. And then, Game 5, all bets are off.
I will make fun of Will Smith, and I will say, that's right. Somebody needs to go slap the Cubs in the face and wake them up.
Yes, I love it.
I was about to say,
the
thing that worries me is
you
don't know you're in a fight until you get punched in the face. Well, the Chicago Cubs have now got punched in the face twice.
Twice, yes.
So what happens then? And the question is right now, do they have one knee down? Is the count at 5, 6, 7? I don't think it's at 10 yet, Justin.
No,
right?
it's not.
They're not knocked out. They're not knocked out, but they're wobbling right now.
We got a pulse.
Braggs is
how do you
here. Look at this.
There we go. Now we're
got him
talking.
down off the horse.
We got the bullpen relief.
All right, tell us about Caleb Williams.
All right,
Bring it in.
Let me tell you about the Bears.
Tell us
here.
about Arlington Heights in the stadium.
Because this is the part of the program where we get the positivity. You know,
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's roll it forward.
The horse
Here,
has
squeeze
brought
it
me
in here
back
so we
into
can get him
life.
on camera.
Yeah, for sure. I'm
He's been
trying
in
to
Vegas.
squeeze.
He's bigger than he was a
Squeeze.
week ago.
Little
Squeeze in.
squeeze. So we were doing some research while you guys were doing this amazing post-game show, and shout out to you guys for grinding through this. But
Thank you, buddy.
the Cubs this season, and Jake Flanagan, our GM, did this homework. He beat out AI. You should never use AI, and Jake is living proof of this because he smoked AI by like 8 minutes.
Really?
On this yes, he dominated. The Cubs have had 3-game sweeps this season.
Okay.
They've won 3 games in a row 15 times this season.
They have.
Wow.
And they've beaten the Brewers 3 games in a row one time in
August.
August. So
So
there you
it can
go.
happen.
I mean, you know what I say is the Cubs don't sweep. The Cubs also rarely get swept, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they're up against right now. And The situation is really, of course, it's down to one game. It's down to one game to grind out one win and put yourself in a position to play another day. The question is, what kind of momentum can they gain from Wrigley Field? What kind of momentum can they gain from that atmosphere right now to just try and scratch out one win? Even if it's 1-0, Braggs. If they win 1-0 on Wednesday, that means they get to play on Thursday, and that's enough to just stay alive for one more day.
Correct. And I'm kind of where Justin is with this. Right now, they have no momentum. Right now,
None.
the Brewers have all the momentum, and they should sweep this series on Wednesday, the way this series is going. That being said, if they open the door, they give that door a little crack, then all of a sudden Thursday has a different significance. Now it turns into the Brewers cannot lose this game because they don't want to go back to Milwaukee because you never know what happens. So it does become a trickle-down effect, but the Cubs have to find a way to get that first game. Then all of a sudden, Game 4, it does start to get interesting for them because the Cubs at this point, let's face it, they have nothing to lose. The season is just about done, and the Brewers should slam that door shut. But if they don't, then the pressure starts to turn the other way. But long way to go at this point.
I'd say, honestly, Wednesday, I mean, if the Cubs are lucky enough to win Wednesday and Thursday, I mean, the Brewers are going to be shaking in their boots at that point because now, I mean, you're right. They should end this thing Wednesday. The way these two teams, if I wasn't a fan of the Cubs, the way that I am, if I'm watching these first two games, the Brewers are amazing and the Cubs suck. That's what I'm seeing if I'm, like, taking my fandom out of it, right? So it should be over on Wednesday. If the Cubs can win at home with the Wrigley Field faithful Wednesday and Thursday, I absolutely think you're looking at the Cubs have all the momentum and the Brewers are shaking in their boots on Saturday.
And it's not even just the Cubs are, the Cubs suck and the Brewers are amazing. The Cubs have no life. Like, people are going to make fun of the Brewers and their pitcher running over and acting like he won the World Series after, getting a ground out to first base. But at the same time, I did think that signified, when Jacob went over there, I think that signified a team that wants it more, a team that is playing with more life. Contreras hits a home run and turns, call to the bullpen. They're just mocking the Cubs because they're not afraid. And so they've just played with more energy from the jump. And so don't let the Cubs get any life because right now they have none.
Don't let them get hot.
I want those celebrations from PCA, but he's got to get a hit for it to happen, right? Like, those are things. By the way, did you win money in Vegas? Were you up when you left, money-wise?
No.
Because I thought that's why he was throwing around the super chats.
But I was up in vibes. The Bears block field goal to win the game, then the Cubs win the wild card.
Yeah.
So Chicago was vibing when I left Vegas. Maybe I need to
vibes.
go back. Jake,
Send me back.
send me back to Vegas for the Cubs.
You're like Jack and lost. I think like the most disappointing aspect of just these first two games is that when you look at this season as a whole, that it's taken the whole lineup to do it. We talk a lot about the individual performances of these players and the all-stars and all that good stuff, but it really has taken a team to grind out series to win 2 out of 3 on a consistent level. And the lack of resiliency in game these first two games, I think, is what's been most shocking and disappointing for me, which is maybe why of course, we just lost, right? So I'm feeling a little dour. We just gave up 16 runs in the last 2 games. But, Luke, for me, man, like, how do they find that right now? Like, where does that come from? Is it going to come from a Jameson Taillon? Is it going to come from the veterans? Is it going to come from your stars? A little bit of everything right now. But that's been the hallmark of this team so far. And through 2 games right now, the Milwaukee Brewers have completely eradicated that. And that's just what's been so disappointing about. You can lose a game 8-7, right? Your bullpen can blow it. You can maybe lose a game 6-4 and say, at least we put up a fight later on in the game. Where's the fight? It's got to
come from everybody. I mean, the fight started with Seiya's 3-run homer.
Right.
But you can't get punched in the face once and then have 2 hits the rest of the game.
Right. So
that's the problem.
I'd ask you guys really fast. I think Taillon obviously is the key to Wednesday, but don't you think something else has to change in a lineup? You guys are throwing out stats about our offensive players are horrible for the most part.
We should have Turner bat leadoff.
No. I'm saying
Already tried it. Didn't work.
Are we at a point where somebody needs to sit and Mo Baller needs to be in the lineup on Wednesday just to change things up a little bit?
It's Kyle Tucker.
You could bench Tucker for this game. I had this, and I want to say this before I forget to say it because it's so good. While you're talking positive vibes and what might happen, remember that we're halfway there. It's Taillon and a prayer.
Oh, boy.
Huh?
Oh, boy.
You're living on Taillon and a prayer.
You are wanted dead or alive
key,
right now. with
the
that.
key you were
Where's
singing
Mark
in
Carmen?
made it so unrecognizable to me.
No, you did notice it. Listen, I don't have the voice of a Ryan Cheverini, but I've been on this stage too.
But to your point of what does the spark need to be? It does have to be the collective of the team. They've had more games of any team this season to win by 10 runs or more.
Yeah.
They've scored 10 runs in how many games this year? Most of them, obviously, in the first half of the season, but not all. And to your point about they hit a 3-run homer, and then where's the hitting the rest of the game? The Cubs are according to Opta stats, the Cubs are the first team in MLB postseason history to hit a 3-run homer or a grand slam in the first inning, but not score again after that and lose the game.
There it is.
Not
like
good.
to me, that like
good.
this team has to be a collective. Where is the 10-run game that this Cubs team? The reason they won 93 games this year, that wasn't just one guy hitting 1 3-run shot or solo shots for the most part of this postseason. It's been the collective of this team getting on a hot streak and becoming a contagious hitting ball
That's
club.
what they have to conjure. Like, you have to conjure that chain reaction that has made them so dangerous all season long offensively. Now, I'm going to do it. I'm going to evoke. What did we see when we talk about 2016 and they went down 3-1? After that 3-1 game, so first of all, really quick, I was at Holiday Club 2 games before that. They lost the game. When I went back for that 3-1 game, when they're on the brink of elimination, the bar was empty, right? So this is kind of how it feels right now in terms of the Cubs season. And in that one, it was the individual Chris Bryant hitting that home run to kind of break it open, to kind of have everyone relax and exhale. The only problem in this situation is we've had those moments early on in the game with the Michael Busch leadoff home run and the Seiya Suzuki 3-run home run. I don't think it's going to be that one individual performance that's going to break everything open. They have to get back to somehow that chain reaction. And I don't know, maybe, what do you do with the lineup right now? You can't move Ian Happ really anywhere else in the like. What are you going to do with Ian Happ?
That's a good question for the chat as we go to break one more time. And I also ask you, what song would describe these first 2 games? But first, a word from our sponsor.
Everything hurts.
As Jon Snow once said, winter is coming. Ooh. Before you know it. Is your home's heating up for the challenge? Now's the time to schedule your 4 Seasons furnace tune-up. Thinking about maybe a whole home generator for the winter? They've got you covered there, too. At 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, they guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. Save up to $4,000 on furnaces and comfort systems with 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Furnaces start at $39 a month. Furnace AC combos at $57 a month. Call today. Save $50 from your trusted local experts. 4 Seasons. Heating more than 50 years. Trusted local experts. 4 Seasons. HeatingCooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's 4 Seasons. HeatingCooling.com.
And Luke, I don't know if you knew this, but the city of Chicago, it's pretty cool. And if you want to go to some games, Bears games, events, concerts, whatever it is, Game Time app gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. Incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust that 100% of those tickets are authentic and on time and at the best price. Fees are always included, so you know what you pay for right up front. Views from all seats in the venue, lowest price guarantees, event cancellation protection. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service in the ticketing industry. So here's what you got to do. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets, NFL tickets, concert tickets, whatever it is. Use the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app today. Create an account and use code CHGO for a $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create that account. Redeem code with CHGO for $20 off. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. It is the place to be, especially in the beautiful city of Chicago.
What time is it?
Game time.
All right, welcome back. Cubs lose 7-3. They are down 2-0. 1 game away from the end of their season if they were to lose on Wednesday. They got an off day. They can come back to Wrigley Field. We are in Wrigleyville. We have been all night at Old Crow Smokehouse on Clark. It was electric to start the game. We had the place packed with people. Everybody's fired up. Seiya hits the home run. And right now it's Braggs, Emma, Sarah,
Yeah, this
and the wait
place.
staff.
This place cleared out pretty quick after that devastating loss, didn't it?
Crushing. who was on chat on the chat here? So Keith Chow says, hilarious that as soon as Justin brings up brick by brick, Bragg shows up like Beetlejuice.
He needs to say brick 3 times, though. I thought that's how
That's
it
funny.
went.
Who knew?
Man, it was. Listen, I don't know what kind of special it's going to take for the Cubs to actually make this a series. But I'll tell you the one place that can produce it, and it's right there on Addison.
Absolutely. Wrigley Field.
So
yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying if there's one place in America that can make that happen, it's that building.
Yeah.
Let me show you the difference as I was watching, or tell you the difference that when I was watching the game. When the Cubs were playing the Padres, the very first at bat of Game 3, there were 2 strikes. The whole crowd was on its feet. I mean, the whole crowd was on its feet. In this game, the only time they cheered was after the 3 home runs and when the kid was jumping, doing cartwheels going off the field.
Right.
Literally all the big moments in the game, everybody was sitting down in the stands. I don't know if that's because they're overconfident. I don't know if that's because they're waiting for deer season. I don't know if that's because they're waiting for the Packers to start playing again. But the crowd was meh.
It's different here. It's different at Wrigley Field. And, listen, the give the Brewers credit. They protected their home field. Well, now it's the Cubs' turn to protect. Do you want to go home or do you want to keep playing baseball? Because now it's our turn to protect our home field. And I love the format because 2 games in Milwaukee. Now we get 2 at Wrigley Field. And, Luke, your point is totally accurate. It's just different at Wrigley Field. And if you can't get pumped up and you can't get energetic and passionate about this fan base, then this isn't for you, right? So the most important game of our season is Wednesday. I do believe my prediction, I said at first Cubs in 4. I'm changing that to Cubs in 5. Jameson Taillon is going to show up big, and we are going to live to fight another day. I believe that for real.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to start turning the page a little bit, I think the most important thing for the Chicago Cubs, at least from a pitching standpoint, is they got to start getting the ball on the ground. We have to start having them hit ground balls to Matt Shaw, Dansby, Swanson, Nico Horner, and Michael Busch. One of the best infields in the major leagues. Jameson Taillon gives up a lot of home runs. We get all that. He has to keep the ball out of the air. He has to get it on the ground. And it looks like, we'll see what happens. Pat Murphy could really do anything, but it does look like it's going to be Quinn Priester. Sinker-slider combo. The cutter, you can definitely get to the cutter. Against the Chicago Cubs this year, 14 and 3rd innings pitched, 10 runs allowed, 3 home runs. The most important stat, though, Luke, is 11 walks in those 14 innings. On August 21, he lasted 4 1/3 inning. He only gave up 1 run, but he walked 5 guys, right? There has to be, you have to create your own opportunities to get the crowd into it, get some traffic going, and then execute in those moments, hopefully with a big hit. Something that the Milwaukee Brewers have done. The Chicago Cubs have to turn the tables, and they have to start getting the traffic of their own, cashing in on those opportunities, and as you said, getting Wrigley Field into a frenzy, getting it on their side, and it's all about the emotion, the emotive of getting that momentum back because you're in our house now to win those 2 games and try and extend this series for as long as you can.
And he's a local kid, right? Priester's from here?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe
Cherry Grove, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, literally, listen, he's going to be jacked. If the Wrigley Field faithful can really, really make some noise, and he's going to be a little nervous. I mean, this is a clinching game for them, right? And so maybe the perfect storm of nervousness and the Wrigley Field crowd's going crazy and we rattle him. He's not been invincible. You read those stats. He's not been invincible. He's a good pitcher, but Jamo's going to outpitch him.
Remember going into this series, we were talking about, well, listen, the Padres had the obvious advantage with their bullpen. That's what everybody thought. Well, they lost. We went into this series, and I said, listen, the Cubs have an obvious advantage in this one. The Brewers are the last team of the 8 teams left that doesn't have slug. They don't have the slug
and
that,
what
the
are they
others,
doing?
that the other 7 teams have. Now, Game 1, they scored 9 runs without a home run. And so you say, well, okay, tip your cap to them. They scored 9 runs without a homer. In this game, it's the opposite. It's like they morphed into the Cubs this season. They score 7 runs, and they're all by the home run.
3 home runs, right?
And maybe my other point that I want to throw out there.
Actually, every run scored tonight was by home run.
Yeah.
The other part I just keep
by anybody.
The other part I just keep thinking about too as well is that the part that we were trying to suss through with the Justin Turner thing that I just felt like it was a little reactionary by Craig Counsell. Time to go for broke, right? Time to get aggressive, whatever it is. If that is a lineup change, let's do it. If that is laying a bunt down, let's do it. If that is hit and run, I mean, how many stolen bases do we have in this series? Granted, we don't have a lot of base runners in general in these two games, but that is aggressive, even if that is Jameson Taillon. If that means walking a guy, William Contreras, because we're just not going to let you beat us. Like, be proactive. Try and get ahead of Football Reference, the sticks on this one. Stay ahead of the sticks. Stay ahead of those decisions, and see if you can try and get something going to put the Brewers on their heels.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Like, if your answer is, man, they've got to put Mo Baller in there. That's the bat they need to add to the lineup. And it might work. I'm not saying it wouldn't. I don't believe this organization will sit Tucker.
How about Hap?
And he won't recuse himself from the lineup.
They'll never sit Hap.
Okay.
Because of who he is, the most tenured player on the team, what he is in the clubhouse, all of those things moving forward. They can't. It's just a move you can't make in the clubhouse.
You're right, because Tucker can't play the field. So
that's right. So Hap's not even an option. The only way they can do it is keep Seiya in the outfield, and somebody has to be the DH.
Right, so Tucker.
So it's really the only person they can do it to is Tucker. And unless Tucker wants to come out and say he's hurt so bad that he can't play, which I don't believe he would do, I don't think they're going to do it. I think it's going to be the same guys. I think they're going to go with the guys that got him here, and they're just going to have to play better for 3 straight games.
And honestly, that is a formula for success because, again, in the first half of the season, you saw these same guys crush Major League pitching. So, I mean, the talent is there. I don't know what the heck happened the second half of the season. They were all in a collective funk, and that seemed to have carried over a little bit here. But, you know, the formula is the guys that got you here have to be the guys that got you here in the first half. And, you know, we'll see, man. It's tough.
Look, it is what it is. Like, cosmetically, it just hasn't looked right, and it hasn't felt right. And we're talking about October baseball here, and you have to elevate your level of play if you want to go deep into the playoffs. Let's be honest, against the Padres, Chicago Cubs won the series, right? But the Chicago Cubs, in many ways, survived that series more than they took down the Padres, right? So this is rubber meets the road time. Like, they're either going to get bounced out by the Brewers, or they're going to start playing October baseball, put up a fight, and maybe make this series interesting. Let's be honest, even if they were to move on from this series and magically win 3 games, they have to figure something out because they're going to get smoked by the Phillies or the Dodgers either way. It's as simple as that. They're not, the talent level right now is there, but the production, the execution is not up to snuff. It is very simple. It is very plain. They just have to raise and elevate that level of play. And for God's sakes, just on Wednesday, show us what an October Cubs playoff team should look like. I get it. It's fun winning 3-1 and 3-0, and our bullpen's doing it. And you get back-to-back jacks in 1 inning, and that's your offense mostly for the whole day. It's great to win those games, Luke. It is. But at the end of the day, man, everybody knows we need to do more. They need to do more, and that's the only way that it's going to go. Or, we're going to be doing one more sad postgame.
You know, it's sort of like that homestand that we had at Wrigley Field where you had 5 straight games against the Brewers. And people were like, oh, we could get the division if we could get all 5 games. Like, there was this hope of, if you can go on this huge streak and shock the Brewers with 5 straight wins, you can get back into it. By the way, that turned out to be sort of true. The problem was they lost the first game and they let the last game get away. And it was just as deflating. Like, you got your hopes up.
But in between
But I'll take the in the middle. I'll take the 3 wins in the middle.
Wait, you're saying we beat the Brewers 3 games in a row? What's happened before?
Yeah, harken back to that 7-0 loss that opened up that series.
I was there,
and it was, and honestly, that was I think that was probably the lowest point in the Cubs season of losing 7-0 in that moment.
That was the lowest point of the entire season. And
the
crowd booed Kyle Tucker. Yep. It was the worst. It was the lowest point of the season. I was there, hands down.
And the best part about it, let's start spinning it forward.
Let's
I'm gonna get out my turd shining kit right here, I can start shining it up a little bit. What happened that day? Rain washed away that doubleheader, and they had to move it to the next day. That gave him that break.
And what happened that next day?
The very next day they won. And here's what we have to just realize right now is that we do not want the Chicago Cubs playing tomorrow, right? And guess what? They don't.
They don't.
They have the day off tomorrow to recalibrate. 24 hours to get to be together as a group one more time and do all that meatball stuff. Like, look in the mirror. Who do we want to be? What kind of team? How do we want to go out? And what's the message that we want to impart to each and every single one of us on that team. They actually get that day off tomorrow. It would be awful if they played tomorrow because they might actually lose. Maybe that day off allows them to recharge, reset, go back to that recent history of getting that time off, coming back, pick up one game, go one game at a time, you see where you are.
So what you're saying is that in 2016, 17 minutes of rain washed away 108 years of tears. And then rain in August led to 3 straight Cubs wins. And as I look outside in Wrigleyville right now,
What is this?
if Tom Skilling were still broadcasting,
Hold on.
he would tell you it looks like showers.
I
It looks
see
like
some
God
rain
is
out there.
washing away Game 2 right down one of those dirty Chicago sewers.
Is this the Jason Hayward speech right now? What do you got?
Oh, Taillon and a prayer. Huh? What do you say? Oh, that's too close to the real song. YouTube's not going to like that. It was too much like Jovi himself.
It wasn't close. You're good. It wasn't close at all. You're good, buddy.
If you're the Cubs right now, it's my life, and it's now or never. This season might not live forever.
Oh, I like that too.
That's not bad.
I'm gonna live
Hey,
while
one more.
I'm still alive.
I have one more.
Wednesday.
And if you're in a Jovi deep cuts, never say goodbye. We're not saying goodbye.
Oh, never say goodbye.
We're not saying goodbye. Never say goodbye because we're gonna win on Wednesday and then Thursday and then Saturday is anybody's guess.
Brewers wanted, dead or alive.
Always.
Always.
Keep going.
Well, right now I do feel like I was shot right through the heart. I'll tell you. I feel like I was shot through the heart.
Can I end on this for a
That's
second?
what we expect.
The song that we're forgetting by Bon Jovi that we need to remember more than anything in the world is Bon Jovi, Keep the Faith. Keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
That's
the
why
faith.
Roman is here.
Keep the faith.
All right. Thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs podcast.
We appreciate
Thanks
you.
to Braggs for sticking around for the $2 super chat. Jake for the stats, Sarah for the fun, Emma for the tweets, everybody else that came out tonight. Thanks to all the diehards, really. And remember, on Wednesday, we will have a live watch along again. And I'm hoping that means we might have Rally Cake could return.
Don't watch alone, folks. Don't watch
Telling you.
alone.
I felt different tonight without it.
Yeah.
Thanks to you for checking us out. We appreciate it. If you're listening and downloading in podcast form, we appreciate the positive reviews. Until then, until we fly the W on Wednesday, see you later.
We all silly like the mayor.